If you guys want to follow along, you can, or you can just look on your screen. But this is the Mindfulness Project. So we're gonna review the rubric a little bit together, but pretty much this project involves researching one breathing method and one coping skill of your choosing. So you get to choose. You can pick one of the breath methods we've already discussed in class, or you can pick whichever one you want from the list included. And for your coping skill, same goes. You can pick one from the Google Doc here that says coping skills. My previous class and I gathered a list of coping skills that they use that they think are healthy. If you want to add to this list, I'm okay with it. So feel free to give me your ideas and I will add them to the list as long as we as a class agree that they're healthy coping skills. The rubric is here. It's pretty detailed. So in all honesty, I'll probably skim through that with you guys. I'm the kind of person that learns best if I have a visual aid. So here is the breathing exercises to start. So I'll pull that up so you can see that. These are just 10 breathing techniques. Some of them we've gone through and some of them we haven't. So if we want, once I've done the little recording, I could even put some of these on the recording. We can go through these. We did the diaphragmatic, that's a tongue twister, breathing the other day. That was kind of like the belly breath, focusing on that belly area. The pursed lip breathing is the same thing as extended exhale, but when you exhale, you make like, it's really hard to do this with the mask on, but it looks like this. Just like you're blowing a bubble. Did we do that? I don't think so, but that's a good one to do. It doesn't have to be an extended exhale as long as when you exhale, it's like you're blowing a bubble. That one is a good one. This one is just focusing on a certain image or perhaps a mantra. So a mantra is a word that brings you comfort. So it could be like peace or let go or like relax. Maybe when you say stuff like that, when someone says that to you, it might make you feel not relaxed. But if you repeat it in your own mind, like, Amanda, be peaceful, maybe it makes you feel relaxed. So it's different for everyone. There's also something called the lion's breath, which is an open mouth exhale. And you kind of allow the tongue to just completely fall towards the chin. So, you know, like a little kid when they're going like, ha, 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 kind of thing, you know, like laughing in your face kind of thing, or a kid sticks their tongue out. It's kind of like that. But you just allow the tongue to kind of, you know, fall towards the chin. There's also the, yeah, this lady's showing it. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, the tongue. It looks very weird. I know, right? There's a lot of yoga poses we do lion's breath in. She must be doing a hand stretch, who knows? But that one's really good for release of stress. I haven't showed you guys alternate nostril breathing. A lot of these are pretty tricky because they involve touching the face, but what we could do is I could show you guys a few of these and post them to the classroom in like separate videos, probably this weekend. That way you could have them to use. This one, you just practice breathing in one nostril and then out the other. So you like would block. It's a little weird. You want to make sure you have clean hands. And then the nostril that you breathe out, you breathe in that nostril and then out the other one. So you go like in the right, out the left, in the left, out the right, in the right. Yeah, kind of goes back and forth. So there's like instructions for all of them, which is nice. Equal breathing is like if you breathe in for 4 and out for 4. So people with anxiety typically have a shorter exhale. They might have well, honestly, their whole breath might be kind of quick. So it could be a quick sip in of air and then a quick out. So maybe they start with 2 counts in, 2 counts out, and lengthen it to like 4 counts in, 4 counts out. and generally get longer. What else we got? Coherent breathing is, I thought that was the same as square breathing. Let me see. Nope, it looks like resonant or coherent breathing is when you breathe in for 5 and then you exhale for 5. But there's also square breathing, which is where you breathe in for 5, pause, or 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. This breath is a cooling breath. So do they have a picture of it? No, they don't. But does anyone know how to curl their tongue? Yeah, I do that too. So the cooling breath, I'm like, I'm probably far enough away from you. I don't think I have anything either, but you like roll your tongue like that. It reminds me of a talkie. And then when you're breathing in, you go like, and it feels cooling. It's very weird, but just try it sometime. I do it if I'm running around the building and I get a hot flash. Really good if anyone's family members are going through menopause. That's a very good breath. It feels really good on the throat. If you have a sore throat ever, well, you wouldn't be at school if you had that. But it's very good for cooling. So that's a good one. I like, it's kind of fun. And deep breathing, this is more focusing on the low belly again. So that could be your belly breath. Retaining the breath for 5. So this would be, they call it deep breathing, but it's if you breathe in and you take a pause at the top and then you exhale. This is the one I was going, this is number 10 on this list. I was going to lead you through this one today, but I'll lead you through a couple of these today once I kind of stop the recording. But this one is where you have your hands kind of towards your face and it's on different points. And as you exhale, you make a humming noise, and they call it the buzzing bee breath because there's like, you feel vibrations. And it's pretty cool. So we'll try that one out too. So that just gives you some breath methods you can pick from. And this document goes through a bunch of coping skills that my last class came up with. So we have meditation, deep breaths, journaling. Somebody mentioned a devotional or a self-help related book, guided reading. Somebody else likes to listen to music and kind of just close their eyes. Walking their dog. Some people like therapy and they find that talking about it is helpful. Writing down what no longer serves you and crumbling it up or ripping it up and throwing it away. So, you know, like just crumble it up and throw it away, or some people rip it. We call that shredding, and that's helpful for people. Some people enjoy dancing, you know, cranking up the music, and that's a coping skill, dancing maybe around the house or I don't know, whatnot. But these were just some suggestions. Art, singing, coloring. Barnes and Noble sells those adult coloring books that take a lot of time. Does anybody do those in here? You do? That's cool. See, I don't have the patience, but it is a good coping skill because all you can literally focus on is that picture. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah. You can print pages like that for free too, which is nice. So that's a good coping skill. Anybody use stress balls or like anything squishy? Some people have I forget what they're called, fidget spinners were a thing for a while. Those can be good for stress. Affirmations are things you like repeat to yourself that make you more positive or help you to focus on your worth. So that is a type of meditation that we were going to practice, and I didn't do that one with you guys. So we can practice that one as a class if you would like. Usually I don't like record my meditations while I'm doing them with the class. I don't know, it just seems weird to me. So I usually record those separately. But that's called a mantra meditation or an affirmation. Some people do a self massage. You can use a tennis ball. It's really good for if you have flat feet. Does anybody have, what's it called? Planters something. No, it's not like planners something something. I don't know how to say it, but your arches are collapsed. Mine are like that. So I have to be careful. Like if I wear flats around a lot, my feet will start to hurt. So walking around barefoot is actually better in your house a lot, or with a shoe with arch support. And you can put a tennis ball under your foot and just roll it around, and that will release the arch of the foot. And I know people are like, wait, how is that a coping skill? But if you carry a lot of tension in your feet, you can do it on your feet. Some people, it's in their shoulders. So you could take a tennis ball against the wall and just kind of roll it out. It's good. People pay big money to go get a massage. You can kind of do it with a tennis ball yourself. If you can afford professional massages a lot, that could be your coping skill too. We just didn't put it on the list. Does anybody have anything they want to add to this list? I don't think it lets you edit on there, does it? It does? Okay. So try not to delete anything on this list, but if it lets you edit it and you want to add to here, you don't have to put your name by it. You can, if you want everybody to know that you came up with it, by all means, go for it. Make sure it's a healthy coping skill though, and like school appropriate and stuff like that, obviously. No one would ever do anything weird with that, right? But yeah, so you're going to use those as resources, and this is like the project template. So you can change this because it has your name in front of it. So if you want to change a template, you can like right click it, you can change the background, you can change the theme. I like to change the theme from time to time, so you can pick something different. And then pretty much the main things you're going to be doing research on, so you can use previous daily assignments to help you, or if you're relatively new to the class or you want to do a Google search, that's fine. Just try to put it in your own words. So like we're going to talk about how does stress affect the body. Maybe you want to write about how stress affects your body. How does stress affect the mind? So you'll take out these little dots and list a few ways for each. This one's how does relaxation affect the body? If you'd rather talk about yourself versus Google searching it, I am a-okay with that. And how do I feel when I relax in my mind? So how does it make me feel? Any questions? It's a relatively short PowerPoint. So the third slide, you're going to put your own definition of mindfulness. So where it says definition of mindfulness in your own words, if you Google search it, just put it in your own words, paraphrase it, make sure it sounds like you. What are the benefits of being mindful? So you might have to look that one up, or you might know it already from day 1 or day 2. And just put a little picture on there because you will be sharing them with me, and then we'll go around and share next week about which ones we picked and like why we picked them. So that can be helpful to have a little picture. Slide 4 is my breathing techniques. So you're just gonna list out the name and the benefits. So like, why is it good for you? What is it called? That's it for that slide. My coping skill is different than breathing. So what's the coping skill you picked? Was it exercising, walking, drawing, reading, etc.? And what are the benefits? So those are pretty self-explanatory. This is the last 2 slides people get a little confused on, but essentially you're just gonna put like step by step, how do you do your breathing technique? So if you were gonna teach somebody at home how to do it, how would you tell them, right? So you could Google search the step by step. Guess what? This document has step-by-step instructions on it. So if you use their instructions, just kind of put them in your own words a little bit, paraphrase it, make it shorter. I wrote here, insert video or walk us through the breathing technique. I'm not going to have you do that because I'm going to be honest, I have a hard time doing that, and I already get anxiety as a teacher, so I can't imagine how that might be a little uncomfortable for you guys. If you would like to for extra credit and you want to lead us through your breathing technique, you can. You can insert a picture or a video. The only thing I'm going to require next week is just we're going to go around as our like introduction, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. And we're just going to talk about really quick what we chose, why we chose it. It's going to be really low key. It's going to be like a conversation. It's, you know, but if you want to lead us through it for extra credit, sounds fun to me. And how to practice my coping skills. So you'll just list out the steps. Let's say I chose those adult coloring books because it makes me feel relaxed. I might put like step 1 is find free adult coloring book pages, or find an adult coloring book at Barnes & Noble. Step 2, set aside a private space for me to color at home, or pack my coloring book for school. Step 3, sit down with music or sit down in a quiet place and color in my book. This is going to be pretty easy for you, I think. Depends on your coping skill. So that's pretty much a project. And for my people on Zoom who are watching it, obviously, if you're watching the replay on this, you can ask additional questions by emailing me. But for my in-class people, I'm going to stop this recording. Okay, everybody who's watching the replay, have a great day.